During the medieval period, hunting was one of the favorite pastimes of the elite members of society. This leisure activity demanded specialized clothing, equipment, and skills, making it an expensive endeavor. In this video, we will discuss some of the symbolism and secrets behind medieval hunting practices, focusing on the call used to summon falcons for hunting. But before we continue, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you won't miss out on any of our videos. The falcon's call is perhaps the most intriguing aspect of medieval hunting. To understand its symbolism and meaning, we must first know how these birds were trained and used during hunts. During the medieval period, hunting with falcons was a popular pastime among nobility. These birds were prized for their speed, agility, and keen eyesight, which made them perfect for catching fish or small animals such as rabbits and hares. The process of training a falcon was intricate and required patience, skill, and experience. When they were young, falcons were trapped in the wild and then hand-reared until they were old enough to be trained. They were fed a diet of fresh meat and were kept in captivity for several months until they were tame enough to be handled by humans. Once they reached the right age, the training began. The falconer would spend hours each day working with the bird, teaching it to fly and hunt. This involved a combination of positive reinforcement, such as rewarding the bird with food when it performed correctly, and negative reinforcement, such as punishing the bird when it did not comply. The goal was to teach the falcon to respond to the falconer's commands and to work together as a team. The training process was not only physically demanding for the falcon, but also mentally challenging. Falcons are intelligent creatures and require mental stimulation to stay sharp. The falconer would use a variety of tools and techniques to keep the bird's mind active and engaged. This included using lures, such as a decoy rabbit or a feathered lure, to simulate the movement of prey and to test the bird's hunting instincts. Once the falcon was fully trained, it was ready to be used for hunting. The falconer would take the bird out into the field and wait for the right opportunity to release it. When the time was right, the falconer would give the bird a command, and the falcon would take off into the air, soaring high above the trees and scanning the ground below for prey. If the falcon spotted something interesting, it would dive down and try to catch the animal. The falconer would watch carefully, and when the time was right, he would give the bird a recall command. The falcon would then return to his perch, bringing back the prey for the hunter to claim. The relationship between a falconer and his bird was a special one. It took years to train a falcon, and the bond between the two was unbreakable. Falcons could live up to 20 years, and many falconers would keep their birds as pets even when they were no longer able to hunt. In addition to their skills in hunting, falcons were also symbols of power and status during the medieval period. They were often used as emblems of heraldry and were featured on the banners and coats of arms of noble families. Their speed, agility, and keen eyesight were seen as qualities that nobles should strive to emulate, and they were admired for their beauty and grace. However, the use of falcons in hunting was not without its critics. Some people believed that it was cruel and inhumane to keep these magnificent creatures in captivity and to use them for sport. They argued that falcons were wild animals who should be allowed to roam free, and that it was wrong to exploit their natural abilities for human amusement. Nevertheless, despite these criticisms, falconry remained a popular pastime among the nobility throughout the medieval period and beyond. The call used to summon a falcon during medieval hunts was known as the falcon's lure, or the falcon's cry. It was a series of whistles, clicks, and other sounds that were designed to mimic the distress call of a small animal, such as a pigeon or a rabbit. Wow, the lure was important because it attracted the attention of the falcon and encouraged it to return to its handler. There are many theories about the origins of the falcon's call, but it is likely that it evolved over time as falconers experimented with different sounds and found what worked best. Some believe that the call was based on the sound of a hawk or an owl, while others think it may have been inspired by the cry of a wounded animal. Whatever its origins, the falcon's call was an integral part of medieval falconry and was passed down from one generation of falconers to the next. It is said that the call had a deeper meaning, a secret language understood only by those who trained falcons. According to legend, the call was more than just a series of sounds. It was a way to communicate with the bird and to establish a connection with it on a deeper level. Each note and whistle carried a message. The falconer had to be skilled in the art of falconry to decipher the bird's response. Some believe that the call was used to invoke the spirit of the falcon, to call upon its ancient wisdom and power. Falcons have been used for hunting for centuries. It is said that they carry with them the spirits of those who have trained them in the past. By calling upon the spirit of the falcon, the falconer was tapping into a vast well of knowledge and experience that had been passed down from one generation of falconers to the next. Others believe that the call was used to invoke the blessing of the falcon to call upon its favor and protection. Falcons were seen as sacred animals in some cultures, and it was believed that they could bring good luck and fortune to those who respected them. By calling upon the blessing of the falconer was asking for guidance and protection on his hunt. It is said that the call was so powerful that it could move a falcon to tears. When a falconer was particularly skilled, he could call upon the falcon's emotions, eliciting a response that was both powerful and moving. The falcon would listen intently to the call, and if it felt a connection with its handler, it would show its emotions openly. Some believe that the call was so moving that it could evoke a sense of longing or sadness in a falcon, causing it to shed a single tear. This was seen as a sign of the falcon's respect and admiration for its trainer, and it was considered to be a great honor for a falconer to receive a tear from his bird. Overall, the call was a critical component of medieval falconry, allowing hunters to connect with their birds and guide them back to their handlers. While the exact origins of the call are unknown, it likely evolved over time as falconers experimented with different sounds. The call was more than just a series of whistles and clicks. It was a way to communicate with the bird and to establish a connection with it on a deeper level. Some believe that the call was used to invoke the spirit or blessing of the falcon, tapping into its ancient wisdom, power, favor, and protection. It was said to be so powerful that it could move a falcon to tears, a testament to the deep bond between falconer and his bird. If you enjoyed this video, check out our previous content where we explored the history and impact of Viking raids on European society. Do not forget to hit that like button if you learned something new and share your thoughts and comments below. And most importantly, remember to subscribe so you never miss out on any of our exciting content. Thanks for watching.